The Dynex project has responded to our video questioning their SAT solver benchmarks. We have some additional input for their team. Let's get started. As a response, they added some more data files and SAT solver benchmarks to show that y'all SAT performance is not consistent. Let's find the section that shows the updated benchmarks from the Dynex project. In the results, you can see that y'all SAT has been disqualified for input files for working more than the 15-minute cap. There is absolutely no reason to doubt these results. The problem with their updated benchmarks is that they compare a multi-threaded solver to a single-thread solver. A single-process solver might not have enough time to calculate results on time and be disqualified from the results. Let's compare DynexSolve to a multi-threaded SAT solver called PalSAT. We have updated the Dynex repository to include their new files. To run all their new data with benchmarks, we have a batch script that executes their benchmark suite. On the y'all SAT side, we also have a script to run all tasks one by one. Note that we use the PalSAT executable with a configuration of 8 threads. Let's start by running the Dynex solver first. We'll track the total execution time for the whole suite. Please keep an eye on the CPU usage value at the bottom. A value of 100 meaning a single core is utilized completely and 1000 when 10 cores would be utilized completely. Examples of individual runs are shown later. This will take some minutes as we run this in real time. In the meanwhile, we will take the time to discuss some generic issues around the topic. All of the benchmarks are done on a bare metal AMD x64 workstation with Ubuntu Server 22.0 for LTS running nothing but the solver applications. Total thread count for the benchmark platform is 128, but using so many threads adds overhead that starts degrading performance for many applications, including PalSAT and Dynex. We're now halfway there. Patience. By the way, the SAT solver competitions they talk about have rules, for example, no multi-threaded solvers. So the Dynex SAT solver wouldn't even qualify to many events. Weird they don't mention this when referencing to these. Hold on, we're almost there. And Dynex SAT solver is done with our benchmark run in 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Next, let's fire up PalSAT with 8 threads in total. Again, take a look at the CPU usage value. In general, we know the Dynex project has this real exotic SAT solver in their arsenal, but we're also interested where it's coming from. We'll share our best guesses about this at the end of this video. Hold on, we're almost there. And now PalSAT is done in 57.5 seconds. That is still easily over twice as fast as Dynex on average. There is variation between each since that seems to be the nature of both solvers. They have a bit different luck based on different input. But what really counts are the averages. Going back to the web browser, you can find a set of example results we ran for earlier. We submitted a ticket on GitHub to Dynex to add PalSAT benchmarks to their page. Here you can see the full results, showing that sometimes Dynex SAT Solver is faster than PalSAT, but overall PalSAT performance is over 2.6 that of Dynex. Now we can continue to talk a bit about the Dynex Solver and where we think it is coming from. And maybe why the Dynex team is so adamant on keeping their identity hidden. Returning to the browser, let's find an archived webpage from a company known as Q.Solutions. The company is now dormant with the website and everything related removed. On their page, they list a DMM, Digital Memory Computing, SAT Solver. The description sounds a lot like what Dynex has here, built on the Boost library and implementing OD integration schemes. There is also links to a GitHub repository and a white paper. The GitHub repository is from some guy named Daniel and has been removed. We suspect this is Daniel Mattis, a SEC-sanctioned con man from Austria. The research link goes to a digital computing science paper from University of California. The summary reads a lot like what the whole Dynex vocabulary is about. Intractable optimization problems, long-range order, instantonic jumps, simulated digital circuits, polynomial time, and so many other words that will get your head spinning like Daniel Mattis at the Blue Oyster Bar. Sounds good, right? They invented something. Yes, it seems like they have sourced a DMM SAT solver code from somewhere. Unfortunately, the research paper is copyrighted by University of California and the technology patented by MEM Computing Inc. of San Diego, USA. Now if we browse to the MEM Computing site, we can find that the overview of the MEM Computing technology sounds exactly like what Sumitomo of Dynex is describing with his techno-babble. From the press section, we can find details of patent submissions, etc. All sounding pretty much identical to what Sumitomo talks about. All in all, it seems Dynex is using a DMM technology for the SAT solution. We suspect Q.Solutions sourced it from someone following the research paper specifications. But we don't know if they have something else to back their claims. And even more so, we think it is likely that they are using this invention without license, being guilty of patent infringement. This might be a reason they want to hide their identity. Enriching yourself with stolen intellectual property is not exactly noble. We wouldn't be surprised to hear Dynex getting a booty call from University of California and MEM Computing Inc. lawyers in the coming months. Gonna have a feast with the information available out there in the public, including home address, etc. details. But as the great Forrest Gump once said, stupid is what stupid does. No need to state here that we still don't believe Dynex is 100% kosher endeavor. But we are definitely keeping an eye on what Dynex will bring to the market and hoping to prove us wrong, that it's not just a serial con artist trying to get rich. We want to believe in you, Daniel.